Hi guys, Murk here again. We're going to do another tutorial today, another no bullshit tutorial, so we're going to get right into it. Today we're talking about directional scanning. Let's go. Alright, for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to grab one um, ship. Let's name that Shacky Boy. And then I'm just going to undock and warp to a random planet and eject from it, and then we're going to use the directional scanner to find it. Alright, the directional scanner is a super useful tool for finding objects in space. You can find objects that are located at other warpable positions in space, but you will not be able to use it to find objects that are at non-warpable places such as safe spots. Alright, so what is it? How do we use it? If you go down here, just next to the capacitor to the left, there's this little button that says Scanners. If you click that, it's going to bring up a radial menu. And then to the right, you can hit Alt-D, or you can click here in order to open up the D-scanner. And that's going to bring up this window here. And what this does is it very usefully gives you a visual representation of how the D-scanner works. You're probably going to want to disable this, to be honest. Later on, once you understand how this works, you actually don't need this at all. However, I'm going to leave it on for a little bit just so that we can talk about what this is. So you've got the map here on the right. In the top left, you have the scanner itself. There's this little icon here that says Open in Separate Window. I'm going to do that, put it over here on the left, just because I find that that is a lot easier. All right. So this green sphere, that is the D-scan range around our ship. And the way that it works is it will scan everything and list it in the directional scanner here that is within the range of this sphere. So what it's doing currently is, if you look up here in the top right hand corner, there's a drop down menu. I have active overview filters selected. So the D-scanner, when I hit scan, is going to scan and list everything that appears in my overview in that list. So if I go to, for example, the drones tab and I rescan, it's going to show no results because there are no drones within 14.3 AUs of my ship. 14.3 AUs is the maximum range of the directional scanner, so if you're in a large system, like you can see here, we're in a system where some objects fall outside of the range of the sphere, those objects are not going to appear in the scanner. So, this can be useful to you in a number of ways. First of all, if I hit scan and I am on my ships tab on my overview, I will know immediately whether there are any ships within 14.3 AUs of me. And so that's a good way to detect, especially if, for example, you're at wormholes where there's no local, whether there's anybody else around you. So you can see here that the shack that I dropped is within 14.3 AUs of me, and it's listed over here in the directional scanner window. So the other thing that's useful about the directional scanner is that it's limited. It is limited in range, but you can also adjust it to be limited in angle. So I'm going to decrease that, and what you can see is that as I decrease that, that decreases the range, or decreases the size, I guess, of the directional scanning cone that's emitted from the ship. And so the way that this works is it is based on the direction that the camera is facing. So I'm going to reduce this window so I can just pan the camera around, and you can see how that directional scan cone moves. And so that gives you a pretty good idea of how this thing actually works. And so what you can do is you can use it now to find any ships which are within 14.3 AUs of you using the sphere, and then you can narrow it down slowly and continue to narrow it down until you know where those objects are located. And so we're going to do that now in order to find that shack. So now that I've given you that visual representation of how the D-scan cone actually works, I'm going to go ahead and close this window because we actually don't need the map in order to use the directional scanner. All we need is this D-scan window here in the top left. So we're going to start here at 360 degrees, and I'm just going to slowly reduce it. And so currently it's scanning a sphere around the ship. If I reduce it to 180 degrees, it's going to scan a half sphere in the direction the camera is facing. So the shack I know is now not behind me in this direction. And if I hit scan, you should see that it will disappear. And there it's gone. All right, so we know that it is over here somewhere. So if I continue to reduce it, I can reduce it to 90 degrees. Now it's scanning a much smaller area. It is not here anymore. So if I scan over here, don't see it. Scan over here, aha. So it's in this general direction. And so that's how you're going to want to use the descan tool, is you scan generally with a 360 degree angle, and then you slowly reduce it in order to pinpoint where objects are in the system. And so you just keep slowly reducing it, reducing it a little bit more. Oh, and it's gone now. So I know that it's within 30 degrees of where the camera is facing, but it is not within 15 degrees, so the camera is not pointing directly at it. And so let's see if it is at one of these objects. It's within 15 degrees of planet 1. It's within 5 degrees of planet 1. So why don't we warp to that planet, custom office, and see what we get. And there you can see it is. It's right here. And so that's how you use the descanner in order to localize objects within a system. Note that if you find objects that you're unable to pinpoint to a warpable object, they are probably at a safe spot and will require combat probes in order to locate. Right, another very useful technique for descanning is to have a tab on your overview that has planets and other objects on it. So I have this Alt tab here. I'm going to select that. And then if you hit Shift-C, what it will do is it will turn on the ability in game for your camera to automatically align to objects that you click on. So you can click on these objects and your camera will align very quickly. And so for example, if you know that, let's say this Leshak was not here, it was at planet 1, but it may have been at a moon or something, you can click on the moons in your overview and then press V, which is the shortcut for scanning, and very quickly cycle through objects that you're scanning. So let's scan this belt, press V, scan the sun, V, scan this Poco, V, and then see you get all these things scanned down very, very quickly. And so you can use that technique to quickly locate objects within the system. And so that is it. That is everything that you need to know to get started using the directional scanner. I'm sure that I missed some tips and tricks. There are some things that other people probably do differently, but using these techniques, you will, with practice, get very good and very fast at it. So I think that is it. The only thing I will add as well is that I'm going to post my overview settings in my public channel. So if you like those overview settings, you can join the public channel and grab them there. I'm just going to stick it in the message of the day. That channel is TAABE, that's T-A-A-B-E space public. Until next time, take care.